Good morning and welcome to Washington Live. We are powered by KCTC. I am your host, Tim Elliott. Happy Friday. And I am joined by my new super producer, Roy Manfredi.
Good morning, Tim.
Top of the morning to you, Roy.
You too. It's a hot one.
But yeah, we're going to talk about the weather in a little bit, but I kind of worked up a lather just getting here, and I'm half a block away.
I feel like I'm swimming, and I'm not.
So what I hear is today's going to be hotter than yesterday, which was hotter than the day before.
Yep, and yesterday my air conditioner condenser blew. So
That's a good thing.
We had to get people out to fix it because it was 85 degrees in my house pretty quick.
Yeah. Do you live here in town, Roy? We're just getting to know each other a little bit. Where do you live?
I'm in Mount Pleasant.
Okay.
So down south a little bit. And yeah.
Well, that's where Nick was from. So did you guys kind of know each other?
No, we actually met through here.
Okay. All right. So got your air conditioner fixed? You were able to sleep last night?
Yeah, finally.
Very good. Well, joining us today, Roy, is my friend and our county assessor, Christy Tinnes. Good morning, Christy.
Hello.
We will talk about what you do on a daily basis in a little bit, but thanks for taking some time to join us today.
Sure.
Let's talk really briefly about the weather. It says here on my sheets, really, really hot.
I
Of
agree.
97. We had an excessive heat warning till 9 tonight. Index values rising as high as 112. Now, I don't know. That's hot.
Yeah, and
So,
humid too. I think
that's
the
the
humidity.
thing. You know, they say about like Las Vegas and Phoenix, and well, it's a dry heat.
Yeah.
And there's a difference. But I don't know, 112 is 112.
Yeah.
We do have a 50% chance of rain sometime tonight, and if everybody could take some time and do a little rain dance, I know the farm fields around here would much appreciate it.
Do you know any rain dance moves, Tim?
I do. A little known fact about me is I used to, when I was in Boy Scouts, there was a separate troop that had a Native American dance to it, and
Really?
I was part of that group.
Wow.
And had the most fun. We would go around to elementary schools and do dances and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. So I might have to remember how to do those again. But any version of that, Roy,
Yeah,
would be sufficient, I think.
we could use it.
We need if it rained 2 inches tonight, that'd be fine. Tomorrow we're looking at a high of 87, so I don't know, you might have to get some sweater gear out to make it through tomorrow. Local events, we've got a few things going on. Tonight and tomorrow is the 26th Annual Britain Film Festival. If you were joining us Wednesday, we had Mike Zoz on, and I should say that slower. We had Mike Zoz on the show, and we talked quite a bit about the Britain Film Festival and all that Mike knows. That's a cool thing. That is at the Ainsworth Opera House. Sorry, I went brain dead there for a second. 7 to 9. And if you go, you will see something that hardly anybody else in the world has seen. So it's just quite an event.
Yeah, really interesting stuff he was talking about on Wednesday.
Wasn't he fun Wednesday? Mm-hmm. Jeez, should have him back again.
If you haven't seen that show, go back and watch it.
Did you go back and watch it?
I watched it twice. Yeah.
Did you? It's really good. It's really good. What an amazing guy that Frank Britton was. Tonight, Elliott Realty Group is also having a housewarming party for for Alyssa and Jake, who just recently bought a house. And Jake is from the area, but Alyssa is not. And so Elliott Realty thought they'd just throw a little housewarming party for them. And really, it kind of started as just, bring your friends. But now it's, if you're in the neighborhood, stop over and say hi and welcome Alyssa and Jake to Washington. Although they've been here, welcome to Washington and the neighborhood. On Monday, there is a kids' theater camp at the Washington Community Center. For more information, you can go to wctheater.com for more information on that. That should be fun. I was a guy that was in all the plays from junior high school on up, plays a musical. I loved it and hope to someday take some time and get back into those again out at the theater.
I was Oliver as a kid in the play, yeah. And it was really, really fun doing plays. Peter Pan. I wasn't Peter Pan, but I was in Peter Pan, so fun stuff.
In more than that?
All my sons, I got to be the son, the youngest one in that. And Annie I was into.
Oh,
yeah,
I wasn't
an
Annie
orphan,
show.
But
I was nothing important in anything really, but I had a lot of fun doing it.
All the parts are important though.
Yeah, well, it takes everything to make that happen. Let's do some police report. Tra-la-la, nothing great big, except here in town there was a large pig roaming the parking lot somewhere. That apparently got taken care of. You know, there's a lot of hogs around this area, so who knows where it came from, but
one's bound to get loose, you know.
Eventually, somebody leaves a gate or a pen open somewhere. Smoking something inside of a small child. Nothing. The random funny criminals, this is good. A Scottish shoplifter was picked up after he was seen stealing a bottle of vodka from a liquor store. Not the smartest move in the first place, but it says it didn't take Sherlock Holmes to find the guy because he asked the clerk out on a date and gave her his phone number. So
look at that, he's leaving a paper trail.
That's not the smartest guy, but maybe he was, not himself when he was stealing.
Maybe it wasn't his first bottle of vodka that evening.
It may not have been. He might have already been in bad shape. Somebody in Fresno, California, was stopped at a DUI checkpoint for being soused. She was very helpful, it says here, and said, well, glad you got me. My husband's right behind me, and he's drunker than I am. So,
two birds with one stone there.
Fresno, California police got a twofer there. This is good stuff. I don't know. Did you find this, Roy?
No, this Matt did.
All right. Went awry. A robbery at Lowe's Home Improvement somewhere. Doesn't really say where. A gentleman fled across the street and jumped a fence right into a nudist resort and spa. Oh, this is must be near Orlando. As that person probably stood out a little bit because he was probably the only one wearing clothing.
Yeah, probably couldn't blend in very easily or very quickly.
He should have maybe cased the joint a little better to get a better getaway plan. But they're criminals for a reason, Roy.
It's true.
They don't think things through very well. Okay, well, enough for that stuff right now. Let's take a break, Roy. We'll come back and we'll learn what Christy does.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
When you aspire to be a dancer, you are both an artist and an athlete. Your strength combines with beauty and grace seamlessly. Your efforts result in enhanced coordination, the ability to cooperate and compromise with others, and the confidence to perform in front of an audience. Not to mention the fun you will have and the lifelong friendships you will develop. We are enrolling now for fall classes, and we would love to see you shine like the star that you are. Join us for Dance and Tumbling at Stairway to the Stars. Please visit our website for online registration.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
Hey Andrea, why was Cinderella so bad at soccer?
I don't know.
She kept running away from the ball.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
Good morning and welcome back to Washington Live. I'm
Hey
your host,
Andrea,
Tim
why was
Elliott.
Cinderella so bad?
We are powered by KCTC. And, of course, I'm joined by producer Roy Manfredi. And my guest today is Christy Tinnes. Good morning, Christy.
Good morning.
You are not only a friend of me and Patty, you also are our county assessor.
Correct.
And I know you're thrilled to be here. So
Public speaking.
Those that need to know, I did have to twist her arm a little bit, Christy's, to come in. But I think that this is a very good thing for you to be a part of,
Sure.
just to educate, because your job is difficult, but you also have some guidelines that you have to follow. So tell me a little bit about what you do on a daily basis. Just a rough.
Well, our overall job every year is to list and value all property in Washington County. So there's different, depends on what time of year. You know, right now we're kind of in a lull. We can't change values. The new taxes are getting ready to come out, which the treasurer sends. So right now we're working more on our continuing education and preparing to start valuing the new stuff this fall.
Okay, so it's many tiered system that follows.
Yes.
So it kind of Iowa does things weird when we pay our property taxes, where you're in arrears and
Yes.
it's just weird. You and I have it kind of down in our heads, so we
Right.
understand it. But the process basically starts with the assessor assessing a valuation to real property, real estate.
Yep.
And then once that happens, then there's other government entities that say, well, we need X amount of dollars to provide the public services, right? And then they create a valuation of what to tax that valuation of that real estate property.
Correct. Plus, the state decides how much of the value is taxable every year. So that's one more piece of the formula that affects what your tax bill ultimately ends up being.
And that can change annually. That can change from year to year depending on what the Iowa legislature does.
Yep.
And then, so that valuation that the other entities produce that's a treasurer that says this is what the mill rate, this is what the taxable valuation per thousand should be.
Well, each entity creates their budget and they send it to those numbers to the auditor, who processes them, gives them to the treasurer. So the treasurer is really just the billing system of it.
Okay.
So.
And so that mill rate certainly changes from year to year as well.
Right.
So in the last year, we had a lot of talk, and in my business, I had a lot of phone calls, and I'm certain that you had a lot of phone calls in the last 6 months about the valuations of their properties.
Yes.
That is not, you just didn't wake up someday and say, I think I want to revalue everybody's home to a new number. You just don't wake up and do that.
No.
Tell me how that's taken care of.
For residential and commercial property, we use sales from the year before. So for your 23 value, we took 2022 sales, the good sales. You take out the non-usable ones, say family sales, auction sales.
Usually because those are probably selling under value.
Right.
Okay.
Or sometimes over.
Could be. Mm-hmm.
So we take out those special sales, try to just use the normal market transactions that go through the realtors and have been advertised and have
So if it's a good sale, in Washington County, we usually have a little over 300 residential good sales. So
Per year?
Yep. So we take.
That's a good number to know.
It is. Take that list, and we use the median sale to see what the assessed value versus the sale price is. So, like for 2023, we were about 30% low overall using that list of sales.
Well, and there was a real estate boom, right? There was
Right.
it's kind of my business too.
Yeah.
So life was good for a couple of years. So it was bound to, as those values, as those sales happen.
Yes.
That is bound to affect
Yep.
the real estate all over.
Yep, absolutely.
But still, there is some kind of a state mandate that comes down that
Right.
says you need to look at this
Yeah.
every so often, correct? Evaluations?
Yeah, every other year we do a reval through this, and so we send every sale to the state.
Oh.
Yeah, they see all of them. They maintain the list of the good sales and help determine which ones should be thrown out
Okay.
and are not usable. So they see also where our median is. And then we have an equalization wizard where we put in all the numbers of what our total value is, how much new construction we had, how many buildings were removed in value, and then that will give us a guideline through the state. We need to be between 95 and 105% on average for.
So your valuation
that
needs to
class.
match within that 95 to 100,
Yes.
105.
So we have the opportunity to get the values where they're supposed to be, so that the majority of your values based on those sales are between 95 and 105. So if you're slightly less or slightly over, you'll get an equalization in the fall from the state. So the state's still monitoring that we made the right adjustments to be within that 95 and 105, and then they'll correct it if we're not.
So it sounds complicated, but it's really not.
Right.
I mean, you do a lot of work to gather those. In our case, and
Right.
you're talking the whole of Washington County,
Yes. 22,000 parcels.
22,000 parcels.
Yeah.
That's another thing I wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
But
Little
that's why
over.
you're here.
Yeah.
22,000 parcels.
Yeah. Which a lot of them are ag.
Uh-huh.
I would say 10,000 of them are ag.
Yeah.
But the rest are res, commercial, res 3+, which is your apartment complexes, anything with 3 or more residential units.
Picking up that lingo, Roy? Res?
And commercial, industrial, and then, of course, ag.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So, Christy, you are bound a lot by the state.
Yes.
And just plain and simple, there are things you
Yes.
have to do because it's state mandated.
Yeah. So when you get down to individual properties, the important thing for our end is that we have it listed accurately.
Yeah.
So, if somebody feels their value's not accurate, then it's like, okay, let's go over the listing and see, do we have the right number of bathrooms? Do we have your square footage correct? Do you have basement finish? What's the quality and the square footage of that? And so we really have no control over what the market's doing, and we have to follow the markets, but we also want all those parcels to have accurate listings so that you're getting a fair value.
Yeah, it would be very difficult to see every single parcel. Specifically, the farm ground, okay, you can get a pretty good idea of that.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yes.
But there could be some extenuating circumstances in a home where maybe a basement is finished or it isn't finished, or somehow there's an extra
Right.
bathroom that got removed, or
Yes.
who knows what
Yes.
happened. But I suppose an extra bathroom would be something that adds a significant amount of value.
So we send out construction postcards in the fall asking taxpayers to report their changes. So, we get quite a few
Good
of
or
them
bad?
back. Well,
Good or bad, send it in.
yes. Well, and then the bottom says, have you removed anything? So it's not just looking for new stuff. It's just looking for changes.
Yeah.
And so
That keeps you abreast of things and what's
yes.
going on.
And then we do get the permits from the cities that have a permitting system The main thing is Washington County doesn't have county zoning. So in most jurisdictions in Iowa, you would also have a permitting system out in the country.
Yeah.
Where we don't have that.
Well, that's a whole nother
Right.
whole nother day,
Right.
Christy.
Right.
The county zoning.
So we rely on taxpayer reporting, and then when we're out picking up the changes for the year, when we see something go, oh, I don't think that garage was there, then we'll stop and
Yep.
measure it.
So, if and I'm going to take a break here in just a second, but we're coming off a hot real estate market. If that market trend switches back the other way, valuations should have, technically, if it goes up, it could also go down. So valuations could actually move in the other direction.
Absolutely.
Even though, for the most part, real estate is one of those safe investments. It's, it's an investment, even though it's your home, you're investing in something
Yeah.
that will have value later. It holds its value very well. But
Correct.
if there was a big drop, for instance, in 2008, did valuations go down back then?
They really didn't decrease. They sort of held steady because what we mostly saw was a lot of foreclosures, and those aren't normal
Can't use those.
transactions. Right.
Can't use
So the
those.
foreclosure sales didn't go into the sales ratio study that we do.
Yeah.
But they did kind of level
They just
for a
settled
while.
right there. Yeah.
So yes, our next reval year is 2025. So the sales in 2024, if they were to be half of what they were last year, we would have to cut the value.
The valuation just has to.
Absolutely.
And everybody, we all have to pay our taxes.
Yes.
And everybody wants a fair valuation.
Right.
And if that happened, folks can know that yes,
That we
Christy
could.
will have to do her job
Yes.
and lower that valuation.
The main thing they would also learn is if I cut it in half, probably the state's going to make a lot more of it taxable. And in the end, it may not even lower your taxes.
It's not going to change your property tax because the mill rates and what is, how did you say that?
Well, it's called the rollback. So
Yes.
the percent taxable set by the
Which
state.
right now is it like 45?
No, it's at 56 for res, I think. Commercials, usually it's been at 90 for a long time, although commercial has also a special credit that the legislation has given them.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. Let's take a little break, Roy, and we come back. Wait, a couple more questions for Christy, and then we'll get to the favorite part of the game. We'll see you in a minute.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
It's not a question of what all you have and so on with your life. It's who is in your life and how much you care for them and how much they care for you. And Tammy definitely cares.
Tammy about 20 years ago when her daughter was in Special Olympics and I was coaching, told me that she was into doing senior benefits. We became even closer friends. She cares about everybody, especially the seniors. So call her.
Good morning and welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your host, Tim Elliott. I'm joined in the studio by, of course, Roy Manfredi and my guest today, Christy Tinnes. Christy, I'm hopeful that a lot of people are learning more about what you do and they won't call your office and just complain so much because you are basically doing what you need to do.
Yeah, I still encourage people, though, if they have questions to call.
Oh, yeah. But we don't have to be angry. We don't have to take it out on your staff.
It's much more pleasant if they're not angry.
It just is.
Sometimes if they are angry when they call and you can get a chance to explain things and go over things with them, usually by the end of the conversation, even if they don't get the outcome that they were hoping for, they're usually a little...
People understand it, and there's a lot to what you do.
Sure.
And you and I have talked many times over the years about this stuff, so every time I talk to you, I learn something. So not always is there bad news. There is some good news this year, and do you want to share some changes that are enacted for this year?
So for the commercial that we were talking about, for the last many years, we've had a business property tax credit that a commercial property owner could sign up for to receive some tax breaks, property tax breaks. This year, the state has changed it to where it's automatic for all commercial property owners. So,
okay.
And they're figuring it a little differently. And so I don't really know what the outcome is of that. Hopefully it's just very similar to the credit that they were getting from that business property tax credit. And then the legislation passed the 65 and over homestead credit where you get a homestead in Iowa as long as you live there at least 6 months a year. So each person is allotted one in the home that they live in.
And you have to sign up for that. And in my business, we encourage people to sign up for that. And once you're signed up, you're good forever.
Until you move.
Yeah.
So now they've added that if you turn 65 by January 1st of this year, you get an additional credit where they're going to give you more off of your taxable value. And so
they drop the taxable valuation.
Yes, they're going to give them more of a tax break, and that was a sign up. So we had people about April, I think, is when they passed it. May and June having a mad dash for people that qualified
to get it for.
Yeah, because basically we just need to know that you qualified, that you were 65 by January 1st. So.
But even then, there'd have to be a deadline on your side where you could not make any changes after a certain date, I assume.
It was July 1st. That's always the homestead date.
Okay.
It's the same for that. But, you
can still sign up.
Yes, you'll just be signing up for
It'll be the following year.
Yep. And then military also, there's military exemptions. If you have a DD 214 and you've served in the military, and there's some real specific dates and things, but that used to be worth roughly $50 a year, and the legislation has increased, which for that you don't need to do anything. If you're getting a military exemption, it's going to be worth more.
Good.
Not this year, but next year.
Well, I'm a firm believer of any person military deserves anything we can do for them. Mm-hmm. So I'm all for that. Yeah. Christy, thanks so much for coming in. Mm-hmm. You're just a wealth of knowledge. Do not be afraid to call Christy's office,
right,
and learn more because she knows what she's doing. How long have you been in this office?
I started in 2001, and I became assessor in 2012.
Okay, so you're on 11 years now as
assessor. Yeah, so I've been there 22 years.
Ha. 20, very good.
20 to go.
This is a job where that experience helps, and you've got that experience from the past, and so you've seen a lot of up and down since then. Mm-hmm. So
Well, and I'm always learning. I mean, there's
I bet
subjects
so.
that I don't know as well as others, and with legislation changes and things changing
Going
all
to change
the time.
every year.
Right.
Every year.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming in. Now let's get to some fun stuff.
Okay. Surprise fun stuff.
Yeah, I didn't tell when I asked Christy to come on. I said, "Don't worry, this will be fun. It's easy." But I failed to tell her about the birthday game, which is coming up. But first, we have Roy. We have national days, Roy and Christy.
Okay.
Today is National Water Park Day.
It's my favorite day of the year.
Did you know it was National Water Park Day, Roy?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that?
Well, I was booking vacations, and if you book a vacation with a water park, most of them give you discounts if you book today.
Is that right? Well, I just think it's a great day to go see a water park or a pool. I'll bet the Washington pool is just packed. I don't know. I would bet it would be packed. But water parks are sure a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. It is also National Chocolate Milk Day, which, maybe after the water park, and not together, not like outside.
Cold chocolate milk.
I love chocolate milk. And I'm going to be brand specific. I love AE chocolate milk. I don't think there's anything better than that.
No.
Or a good Nestle.
I like Yoo-Hoo, although it's chocolate flavored drink, right?
Yeah. I like milk. So, go out and celebrate National Water Park Day, Christy. Do you have the day off? Did you take the day off to come in and see?
Nope.
Okay. Back to work you go.
Absolutely.
So I better cut this up.
Okay.
We have celebrity birthdays.
We do.
Roy, let's get it going. Christy is so excited.
So excited.
Everybody's favorite game at home, the celebrity birthdays. We're going to start it with...
Well, let's explain. So we we have to guess. And if we are within 3 years, I don't even think I know the rules. Within 3 years, you would get a point.
2 points. 2 points. 1 point within 3
1
years.
point.
You're right, yeah.
If we get it
We're
right
still
on the
winning.
dot, it's 2 points.
Yes.
And then, well, just out of the blue, like last week, Roy says, well, I'm making this guy worth 5 points. I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, Sandra Bullock, my celebrity crush.
Oh, yeah, Sandra. So, anyway, that's how that works. So,
Okay.
I will guess first,
Okay.
and we'll just go from there.
Okay.
All right. So let's take a look first at Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is an actor, former governor of California. He is Austrian, too. Politician.
He was a bodybuilder. He was Mr.
Yep.
Universe.
Oh, yeah.
Many
Long
times.
time ago.
Well, it wasn't that long ago.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, Roy. I got to believe that Arnold is probably like, I think he's 79.
79. What do you think, Christy?
First thought.
I was going to say 76.
Okay.
76. All right. Well, good. Off to a good start, Christy, because he is 75.
That's
so,
bull
Christy,
crap.
you get a point.
That's bullcrap. All right.
All right. Let's
What I
take
get for
the
helping
second
you out.
one.
He's 70 what? 75?
75. If I could click this right. We have Lisa Kudrow.
Oh,
She is an
Friends fame.
actress. Friends fame. That's right.
Boy.
She's been in a lot of movies, too. She's been in a lot of voiceovers recently. Boss
Friends
Baby.
was a show I never got into. Did you get into Friends?
A little. Not extensively.
David Schwimmer just ruined that for me.
We went and saw the play in Cedar Rapids, a musical.
I remember that.
Yeah, you were with
I was
me.
with you.
It was great.
I enjoyed that, but I did not get into the show when it was on TV.
Yeah, I didn't get a lot of the references.
All right, I'm going to say 56.
I'm going to say 53.
53. All right. Well, point goes to Tim, because she is actually 59. It's a little older than
Almost going to go higher, but I'm always trying to be kind to the ladies on the screen.
All right. Our third celebrity of the day is going to be Hilary Swank, the next Karate Kid.
Huh?
She was in the next Karate Kid in the 90s.
Okay, I missed that one.
More famous for $1 Million Baby.
That's the one I saw her. Was she a boxer in something?
That $1 Million
That
Baby.
it?
Yep.
That was a movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
She was kind of badass in that thing. Hillary. 42.
Didn't she just have twins?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think she did
Now,
recently.
there's some information you could have shared with me. Although you could be 42 and have twins.
Right? I think she's like 49.
9. That's another point for you, Christy, because she is 48 years old. Very close.
And you're worried about this game. You have a 2-1 lead on me.
Coming into the last one, we are going to do rapper Soulja Boy. It is his birthday today.
Can you do any of his songs? Can you say it? Can you rap
I'm
any
not,
song?
you know.
Can we play something? You don't have anything
No
ready?
clip?
Yeah, probably not.
Because when I see how his name is, I guess it is a family show, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Soulja Boy.
I don't think he served in the armed
So
forces.
it's soul.
Yes.
Soul.
S-O-U-L.
Yeah, you know this.
I know it, but I don't know his music.
Okay.
Crank That in 2007. Kiss Me Through the Phone in 2008. Doesn't ring a bell?
No.
Okay.
I'm sure he's very talented. I kind of like his shirt in that picture. Well, I am just gonna fly out with the 28.
That was kind of my guess, too. So I'm going to go 31.
31. Well, there's another point there for you, Christy, because he is 33 years old today. So that means we have a winner.
Hey, Roy. I got to be more involved in these picks. Yes, you do have a winner. Christy, you beat my 1 week winning streak. And you were nervous about this.
Yeah.
Well,
You're a natural.
natural. Okay. Christy, thanks again for coming in. Roy, thanks for all you do over there in that corner. Thank you all for joining. And if you'd ever like to advertise for this, if you're watching this, you'll see some advertisement on the bottom. Get a hold of Julie here at the paper. 653-2191, I think is the number. And I think that's all for today. Stay cool and happy Friday.